RJ here, hanging out at the Young Hollywood studio with Jesse Eisenberg. Now, you've been on my radar for a while, but at Sundance, it was taken to a whole nother level. I mean, you know, at the festival, there are always a couple films people are talking about, and just holy rollers. It was wherever you go, no matter what party, no matter what.
I wasn't aware of that, but it's very nice. Yeah, people like the movie, and Sundance is kind of a unique place where a movie like that, which is made independently and will be released, in kind of a select group of theaters as opposed to a huge, kind of commercial release. Sundance is kind of a place where that can really flourish.
Now, in the film, you've worked with Justin Bartha, who's been a friend of yours. What's that like, actually being on camera with someone that you've known, socially and separately?
In this case, it was great, but I think it could also go horribly wrong because, oftentimes when friends work together, they're having so much fun at the expense of the actual film. But in our case, it was really beneficial because we had about a year to work on, developing our characters and our relationship prior to filming, and the kind of relationship on screen is not dissimilar to our relationship off screen. He's kind of kind of feels like an older brother to me and a mentor, and we have kind of similar experiences, both being actors, but kind of, also feeling uncomfortable with a lot of what the industry does to actors. But I mean, the main thing, for me is it's so nice to have somebody who's kind of been through a lot of what I'm doing now, because it's often hard to navigate in, the film industry, often moves so quickly, it's hard to kind of navigate your way, and he's already been in such, big movies and understands the world a little better, so he's been a really great resource for me.
And how do you do that? How do you navigate your way? Because you're right, it is a crazy business, and just being thrown in there, how do you stay on track with everything?
I try to stay out of California.
It's a good idea, you're smart.
Yeah, I don't live here, and so I'm really not immersed as much as I possibly could be in terms of, getting invited to things that ultimately are awful.
I know we got to talk about Facebook. I mean, Facebook is taking over the world. It's everybody you know is on Facebook. Facebook has its own vitamin water flavor now. Facebook's got a movie that you're going to be in, the social network.
Yeah. Well, we're not a promotional vehicle for Facebook. It's unaffiliated with the website.
Right, but you're playing actually Zuckerberg in the film, right? Or?
Yeah.
So what's it like when you're playing somebody that's a real life character? Like, how does that research differ?
Well, with this, there's so much video, and there's so much written about Zuckerberg. But for that movie, the main thing we were kind of going on was just this wonderful script written by Aaron Sorkin, who's one of the greatest writers ever. So he created the characters that the movie features, and that was kind of the emphasis was on those characters rather than kind of trying to do a biography of Mark Zuckerberg.
So talk to us about Jesse when you're not working, like in your downtime. You're in New York. You're not doing the clubs. You're not doing all the crazy stuff. What are you doing?
I like to write. I write, fiction, and I write plays and the music, and I wrote a musical that's going on next year. And
so if you weren't acting, you think you'd be a writer then? Is that what you think you'd be doing?
Yeah, I would love to. I really enjoy it, and I love, creating drama, which is what actors get to do in a very visceral way, and, writing drama is very, it's the cognitive form of that.
And wasn't there like some game or computer program or some word thing that you put together a while back?
Yeah, well, you have a crack team.
We know our stuff. Tell us about that, because that's something people might not know.
I created a website called oneupme.com, which was a like a wordplay website where I put up an analogy in the morning. For example, like I would say he was like vitamin water, always drunk, and then people would sign on. We had like 400 users, actually it must have been over 1,000 users, but not every day. But people would sign on and try to one up my answer of always drunk. So they might say he was like vitamin water, always woke me up at night, or created, or only existed because of Facebook, or something like that. So but anyway, it petered out as quickly as I thought of it.
So last thing we want to know, and it's something we always ask people, is just for young Hollywood out there, everyone's trying to make it through, and people are doing videos on YouTube, and everyone's trying to figure out how to break in. What do you think is the key to just break through all the muddle of all the chaos out there and let people recognize your talent?
The guy who directed the Facebook movie is David Fincher, one of the greatest directors of all time, and he had some great advice. We shot at some schools, and we would do these like question and answer sessions, and he gave some of the best advice I've ever heard about young people who want to get involved in, specifically the movies.
What was his advice?
He said that you don't have an excuse anymore to not do your own stuff and not produce your own work, especially because the technology is so readily available.
There you go.
Yeah.
Jesse Eisenberg, Holy Rollers, and like a gazillion other films that are on their way out. So it's a face that if you don't know already, you definitely will be seeing a lot of very soon.
That's frightening.